I often get asked how I take photos of myself or how I shoot videos when I'm live on Instagram or Facebook. And they always ask, how do you get it in such nice light? As a photographer, I see light and angles differently than the average person. So I'm gonna share 3 different ways to see light the way that I do and easy ways you could do the same in your home or at your office. The 3 lighting scenarios I'll be discussing today are number 1, natural light. This is my favorite and it's also the most cost effective. Number 2, this is natural light mixed with artificial light or a ring light. And number 3, all artificial light. Now I want to take a moment and explain that one of the things that I really like a lot is when you can use 2 lights. So 2 light sources to create a dynamic range in dark locations. So before I show you each setup, please take a note on one special feature. You'll always see that I choose 2 light sources because it's the most complementary. So let's start now with my natural light setup. So now let's talk about natural light. People often ask, like, Jasmine, what's the light that you use for Instagram? And let me show you my little ghetto fabulous secret. And that secret is this light right here. I go live on Instagram and let's go with my really fancy setup. My really fancy setup is a paper towel, but please make note that it is the paper towel that is the half size. Very fancy. You fold it twice. You fold it once. Now you fold it twice. Now you fold it 3 times. So now we have this little tiny padding. So this prop will be placed in this window because the ledge is farther out than the window, so my phone will lean back. And so now what I want to do is I just place my phone, I place it here, and I press record. I talk to the camera. That's the fancy setup. So what happens for the people who say, Jasmine, I don't have a window and I don't have a ledge? Listen, excuses don't do anybody any favors. So what I would then suggest is to check out Amazon. You can get a very simple tripod. But the thing that I notice with tripods is they don't work so well when you're standing because the angle's coming upward. Not a good look. So if you're gonna be using a tripod, set it up on a desk or table by a window and then sit down so that you're at eye level. So now let's go back and take a picture in some natural light and show you exactly how I do it in selfie mode. So if I wanted to take a selfie, this is the way that it would look without facing an open door or a window. The light is a little bit dark. It's definitely not flattering. So let's see what it could be the minute I open a door. So now let's chat about this light. Simply by opening a door and placing myself in open shade, it's going to really change the dynamic. About this time, I would be facing the light, but at a slight angle. If I was facing this way, a shadow would come on my face. By turning my body ever so slightly, I'm still getting the light and able to take a selfie with ease. So now let's chat about setup number 2. This is what we call mixed light. There's natural light and then a little bit of artificial light. Now, nothing's really wrong with this lighting situation. If you notice, there's like light coming in from a nearby window, which is fine. But remember, I really like 2 light sources to create dynamic range. So I'm gonna turn on this ring light and I'm gonna show you what it looks like. So by simply adding this ring light, I have 2 different light sources, which I have found to be really helpful when I want to go live in a pinch and the room is a little bit dark. This ring light has been well worth the investment. Sure, I could have saved a little bit of money, but this ring light is done by Stellar Diva X LED. No, it's not a promo. I actually just did a lot of homework. Now, by spending a little bit of extra money, I'm able to customize the color tint that comes out from the light, and it actually kind of gives a nice natural glow. One of the things I particularly like about this ring light is that it comes automatically with an iPhone rig, so I could be recording it vertical and horizontal, which has been helpful. And one thing to note is I can back away from the ring light and the light gets a little bit softer. Depending how dark the room is, this is super valuable because as I get a little bit closer, brighter, you could see the lights in my eyes. As I step back, the light is a little bit softer. There's not one that's better or worse, it's just a personal preference. So now we're in lighting situation number 3. It's really dark. Let's take a second and change that. So this is just ring light. In 1 second, I'm gonna add the wand light and show you the difference. This is the ring light and the wand light. A small light can make a really big difference. So many of us are stuck to really dark situations, and oftentimes a single ring light will do great things. However, if you want to up the ante, there's nothing more beautiful from a cinematic and photographic perspective than to have 2 lights. What I'm working with right now are two lights. One is a ring light and one is a wand. I'm gonna have my videographer pan in with me so that you all can see how you can use the same lighting setup with an iPhone or with a DSLR. So a very simple setup to actually a little bit fancier one, and you're still getting that beautiful dynamic two light range. Let's take a second to talk a little bit about my gear. We are working with the same ring light, but I want to talk to you a little bit about a new addition to the lighting family. This is a wand by Stellar. Yes, I save up for this light. However, I think it's super important to take into consideration that that type of wand light is what I call like a hair light. Have you ever been like working with a light and it feels like a little bit like a mugshot? So much bright light. Well, a second light can add dimension between you and the background. It's a small change, but very noticeable on video and well worth the investment. So in closing, there are three types of lighting situations. I went back to my favorite, which is natural light, and it's free. There's also mixed lighting, which is natural light and artificial light. And then we have that really dark situation where two artificial lights can make the biggest difference. I'd love to hear how you like to light your videos and photos. And if you are using artificial light, what do you really like? I would love for the comment section to be a resource for other people who are watching and need a little bit of extra light. And no pun intended, but shine on, friends, shine on.